one. There was an agenda that I wanted to share with you guys. Am I able to share my screen or no?
Yes, it's all yours. You can share.
Okay, one second. I'm not that familiar with Google meetings. So
if you go down to the bottom corner down there where you can mute in camera, to your right is to say present now, and you can click right there, and then it'll let you share your screen.
Okay. All right, can you see the agenda?
Well, not yet. There you go. It's coming up now. Perfect. Yes, we can see it now. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry for the mix-up. I try to reach some folks before the meeting so we can kind of make sure we didn't have this problem, but hopefully this won't continue on the future meetings. So, all right. So, first thing I think to do is, just to call the meeting to order. We're at 9:15, so we'll go ahead and get started with that. And actually, there's probably really a kind of I call a point of order on myself, because we really need to have some way of recording the minutes from these meetings to make sure that we're in compliance with the requirements that we're all under as an advisory committee to the board. And
yes, they are being recorded. That's what the team is here for. We have our IT team, and they're recording now.
Excellent. Okay, great. All right. So we have two advisory committee members on this board, and a staff member, I believe, assigned to this committee as well. So we do the roll call, and if I can get the names right. So we have Maria Antuna. Are you here? Maria's not here. How about Juan Pagan? Okay, I see Juan.
How you doing? Good morning.
All right, good morning. But Maria's not here. Right? Okay. And I have Dickie Sykes. I see Dickie on the screen there. Okay. And then I see some of Dickie's other people right here as well. I see Patrick, Caroline. Hello. And then I guess we have some other staff members as well. And Ms. Millen, you're going to be sticking around for the meeting as well? Okay. Yes. And
the other members that are on the line, Mark Murray, the private number is for the public. Mark Murray is part of the IT team along with Raymond. They're all recording. They're part of the technical pieces, and they're recording the meeting.
Okay, Ms. Morgan is.
Good morning, I'm Yolanda Morgan, Associate Attorney for the School District.
Okay. And the other one, Vikash. Who's that? That's for public, I guess.
Yes, Vic, I'm at the district office. If anyone from the public comes in, I'm here to welcome them and stay with them.
Got you. Okay. Well, we make it very convenient for both.
Yes, by policy, with the new policy, we have to offer the opportunity for anyone in the public that would like to view the virtual meeting, an opportunity. So that room is reserved for anyone that has public comment, and Vic is there to take care of that. And Maria just came on the meeting as well.
Okay. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning.
Okay. All right. So we just get started. You haven't missed much. We just did the call to order, the roll call, and we're getting to the I don't see anyone in the room. I don't know if anybody's on the private caller, but if there's anybody from the public, would you speak up now so we can recognize you? Hearing none, I'm going to move on to.
Yeah, the private caller is the the public line.
I got you. Yeah. So moving on to new business, I wanted to talk a little bit about the relevant policies, the relevant district policies, because there are several that apply to this committee. And I did not ask for a vote to approve the agenda to make sure that everybody's okay with the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Either Juan or Maria?
Motion. So proceed.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. That was good that we move forward with the agenda. Okay. Relevant district policies. So I have there's several of them, obviously, and I have several on the screen. Let's run through some of the issues. I had them sent out to you. Hopefully you had a chance to look at them. I know there's a lot of pages in there. But this first one is, of course, the one that we see at our regular meetings. It's the District Diversity and Equity Committee Policy 1.0971. And I just, again, just wanted to point out here, where is it in the, in the third paragraph, the second line, it says, if you follow my little hand there, the district has an obligation to promote equal opportunity in all of its business practices. So although we've been focused, and we should be focused on academics and make sure students there's equity for them, as well as our administrators, the staff of the district. We also are charged in this policy with making sure that there's equal opportunity for businesses as well. And obviously, when the board decided on the makeup of the committee, they invited folks who are in the business community, such as the Black Chamber, Hispanic Chamber, the Puerto Rican Chamber, and others, to make sure that folks in the business community were involved. So it's not outside of our bounds within the District Diversity and Equity Committee to address this issue, business equity, business diversity. Going forward from that is policy 6.142, which is diversity in business practices. This policy basically directs the superintendent to put together a program that addresses business equity, diversity and business opportunities for firms looking to seek work with the school district. And then the next policy, 6.143, diversity and equitable utilization in business, actually takes that previous policy and then expands on it, and it talks about the disparity study, what the district has done that justifies them moving into establishing policies and procedures that will provide equity for minority businesses, minority and women-owned businesses. So that's quite extensive. It gives the history, the predicate, the justification for everything that needs to be done. And I think that this is probably the policy we'll probably spend a lot of time talking about and assisting the district with meeting its goals for that. So if you have a chance to read that, please do. That's the longest one. The next one is commercial non-discrimination, 6.144. This is the intent is to make sure that businesses that the district is doing business with are not discriminating against others. Is the Temple School District of Palm Beach County to avoid becoming a passive participant in private sector commercial administration by refusing to engage in business with business firms that discriminate in the solicitation, selection, hiring, or treatment of vendors, suppliers, subcontractors, or commercial customers on the basis of race, gender, gender identity, expression, religion, national origin, ethnicity, sexual orientation, age or disability, and on and on. So again, the district is charged, staff is charged with making sure that firms are not discriminating, and part of our role in our advisory committee is to see to it that the district is doing that and doing it effectively. Next one is very similar. It's policy 7.081. It's a non-discrimination statement. Discrimination is in the pre-qualification of contractors in the award of contracts for the service on the basis of race, religion, race, national origin, color, sex, marital status, parental status, or handicap is prohibited. So again, this is looks like an older policy, but this one also makes sure the district itself is not discriminating against others. And I think that's all the policies. I mean, I'm sure there's other policies that have related clauses, but those are the main ones that impact us. Are there any questions about those policies or any thoughts about that? So I know Dickie's office is primarily the one responsible for managing those policies, in particular 6.1.43, 6.143, and so like I said, we'll be spending a lot of time on that, and we should become familiar with that. And when we get to actually the next part of our conversation, or one of the upcoming parts of our conversation, I want to talk about how we can dig into that a little bit further as well. All right, so just to try to put us back, we're on schedule now, actually we're into that time zone. So let's talk about the purpose of the subcommittee, and I'll kind of give you some of my thoughts, but I really want to hear from the other committee members as well, to get your thoughts on what role we can play as part of the overall district diversity and equity committee. My thoughts are really a couple of fold. One is that we are an advisory committee, and we're not policymakers. Obviously, we are. The board is the policymaking body, but the board has saw fit to put in place these policies, and they want to. I would think that the district, because they put them in place, they want to make sure that these policies are implemented properly throughout the school district. So I see our role as helping the district, assisting the district with meeting its own goals. I mean, what the district does not want to have happen is they put these policies in place, and then years go by and nothing happens, where these policies are not implemented and not enforced, and they don't want to be in a position of failing to meet their own policies and possibly open themselves up to lawsuits or just even bad public perception because they're not doing what they've committed to do. So part of our role really is to help them do what they need to do. The district, I'm talking about the board in particular, because we report through our main committee to the board to help them achieve their goals. And in that role, we need to communicate primarily with Dickie's staff, but not only with Dickie's staff, to understand what tools, resources, or otherwise they need to in order to effectively do their job, so that district-wide they can make sure that the district is again meeting its obligations, and within that, we need to know from Dickie's staff and how we can be of assistance to them, what barriers they're facing in meeting those goals. So I think part of part of our responsibility, just like I said, is just to find out what needs to be done, educate ourselves on those different policies, and again, be part of the solution to implementing them and making sure that they're successful. So I'll first turn to Juan and Maria. Do you have any other additional thoughts on that?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Maria with the Hispanic Chamber. No, I definitely agree with everything you have said. And I think also, furthermore, it's very important that we can interact the businesses with Mrs. Sykes' department. I think it's imperative that they know and understand, apart from everything else that's being offered, also that they have opportunities. I think it's very important that we educate the businesses of the opportunities that are available and resources that are available to them. So it becomes an educational part.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. I know Dickie's staff does a lot in that regard, and I'm sure that they will, over the course of our engagement with them, they'll explain to us what they're doing, and, maybe we have some suggestions about how they can help the members of our particular organizations, as well as others who we would like to represent. So,
just so everyone knows, we have had our entire How to Do Business with the School District of Palm Beach County series translated into Spanish, and we give workshops all in Spanish and in English in that endeavor. Just an FYI.
Thank you.
And see, that's important. Thank you, Ms. Sykes, because that's very important. And that's something that, as a chamber, we certainly can enhance and be part of and do workshops and educate.
Mm-hmm. Juan, did you have something?
We've hosted several workshops in all Spanish. And even during our Hispanic Heritage Month event, we had breakout rooms with several seminars going on simultaneously. And at least 3 of those workshops were done all in Spanish.
And I must add, they were awesome. I was part of it. Great job by you and your staff.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marie, as you were saying, that is totally in line, and I agree totally with Dickie what he's saying. And we, in our chamber, we make sure we communicate, because we do have a lot of small businesses that could do, not necessarily on the side of construction, but the other side of services. And many of them abstain from participating because of the language barrier. And one of the things we're doing, we're implementing, like Maria said, we're talking about translation. We're helping, walking them through, handholding to make sure they can fulfill that. And in the measure we're able to do that, I think we're going to get more participation from the Hispanic businesses into, the school district portion of business that is provided to the community. So thank you. We appreciate it.
That kind of brings to mind a point that we don't have. We have the representatives from the Black Chamber, myself, and then the Hispanic and Puerto Rican chambers, but we don't have representatives from other diverse communities as part of this subcommittee, and they're not listed. I mean, I go back to the policy. There are other organizations, actually other chambers, that are not part of the district diversity advisory committee. And I don't know, and I don't know if anybody on the phone knows, on this call knows, if we can have representatives from others who are not part of the district diversity and equity committee as part of this subcommittee. Ms. Mullen, do you know, or is that a question I need to go back and ask?
I could reach out, because I have quite a few contacts on that side of the coin, and we can make it happen. And invite them to be part of this. I will ask questions if they are willing. Obviously we cannot require, but if they are willing, I'll be more than happy to reach out. So I will be doing that.
And I'll double check. It was my understanding, but I could be wrong, that the members of the subcommittee had to be members of the committee, but let me double check to find out for sure. I can find out. As a matter of fact, I'll send an email now and find out.
All right, thank you.
If the event is, Maria, I tune over the Hispanic Chamber. If the event is that it is going to be allowed, I would like to reach out to the Haitian American, because there is a lot of businesses that are owned by Haitians, and I think that it would be really great to have them be part of this.
I agree, Maria. I'm working with them, and we work with them on the census, and we'll continue to do that. So
that's what we're doing too. Yeah, we're working with them, and I think that it would be very important to have them be part of this. Ms. Millen, if you can let us know if it's allowed, we certainly can help with the reach out.
Okay, I'm checking right now.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Okay. All right, so I'll review the notes, the recording, and I probably will add something up here about the purpose of the committee, just to kind of remind us going forward, and as well as any successors for us, so that we can all stay on the same page and keep focused on what the purpose of the subcommittee is all about. Next, I wanted to, if there's nothing else on the item for B, get into discussion about items for upcoming meetings. And speaking of which, we need to, I talked about, we need to determine how often we're going to meet and when we're going to meet. And, we can do that before we finish up. But there are certain things that we should have on the agenda and give some staff some notice about what we're looking forward to talking about. And I like to kind of open the floor to the discussing some of the things that we want to look at. Now, what I want to kind of steer the direction away from just, part of us is educating. We have to be educated by the district staff about what they're doing already, what successes and struggles they have, those kind of things. But also, we have to be careful and not just to be fed, what we want to hear, what wants to be presented to us, and while missing out on the stuff that's maybe a little bit harder to discuss. So we have to just be willing to challenge staff to come back with those difficult issues and say, well, maybe we're not having great success here, but I still want to hear about it and want to know how we can help make you and the district successful in those areas as well. So I think one of the key areas that we have to make sure we're all educated about is the disparity study, and where we are with that. What are the results, and then we have to talk about the updates, because I believe the district is probably due for another update. And if I'm not mistaken, then Dickie can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe Patrick, if we can. I think Dickie had another appointment as well. There's always a big discussion, because there has to be money allocated in the budget for it, and there's always competition for money. So I like to understand from your office, Patrick and Dickie, about where we are with the disparity study, and then the update, and what funding is required, if that's next year, this year, the following year, whatever it is. So I'd like that to be one of the items that we hear about in an upcoming meeting.
Okay.
All right. Maria and Juan, you guys have some other thoughts on what needs to come up?
I think you're hitting the head, the nail right in the head. It's about what is it about? Okay, what is the objective? And then when you look for it, the opportunity to make additional income, especially in these times where every business is somehow, some way compromised. So we need to make it sure that the access is there and that we can help them walk through that process. not all the time. We know the process is not easy. It's not simple, but at the same time, hand-holding, comes into play. So we're more than willing.
Maria, any thoughts? All right, so I would like at an upcoming meeting also, Patrick, to give you guys an opportunity to brag about yourselves, because you guys do a lot of things. You have workshops, and I just heard about the tremendous things you guys have done for Hispanic Heritage Month, and I know you did a great job with Black History Month as well. So I want to give you guys kudos for that, and kind of help educate us about what you guys have done going forward. And at the same time, let us know about the challenges that you're facing. Do you have enough staff to do what you're asked to do? Are you facing? And I spent a little over a decade at the district. I know one of the challenges that I've heard a lot from Vicky's predecessor was that sometimes there is the presumption that diversity, enforcing or implementing diversity, is only your department's responsibility. And we know really that's the responsibility of every department, to make sure that transportation is looking for diversity when they're buying materials. Food service is looking for diversity when they're buying food or supplies. Schools are looking for diversity when they're looking for consultants to come in and coach their teachers. So I know I don't know what the current challenges are in that respect, but I'd like to hear something about what it is, or how effective the departments are, and then maybe in future meetings, maybe we may need even to bring in some of those major departments for them to kind of explain to us what challenges they're facing, because maybe there aren't any companies that sell bus supplies or transportation supplies or something like that, and how, and maybe we have some ideas of how those departments can actually reach out to either our members or others in the world of diversity. So I think that's something that I'd like to see going forward as well.
Yes, that is true, Joe. And then, so this is a big challenge for us to find vendors. Sometimes, when the district, they have opportunity out there, and then so we cannot find vendors that can meet all the criteria. So this is a big challenge for us. But other than that, we do a lot of other activities, outreach. We bring primes and sub together, for them to build relationship, to know each other. And then so I think every month, so we've been doing about like a more than 5 activities, bring people in. So we do a lot of virtual meeting. And then so with prime vendors and sub, now we are talking about to see if we can the sub can bring the second tier sub to on board too. But so we do a lot. So probably next thing, so we can lay out more. But so we have some challenges as well.
Okay. All right. So again, I don't want to over-dominate the conversation. I don't mind leading the conversation, but I don't want to over-dominate. So I want to make sure I give other people a chance to give their thoughts. But if we're in agreement, then I would like for and if you guys can do this for the November meeting, give us an update on the disparity study. Okay. And then perhaps for the December meeting, just give us an overview of what your office is and has done in terms of outreach, your accomplishments. Kind of just give us an overall view of what you're doing, and I think that those will lead to other discussions as well. All right.
Will do.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I disclose to the other committee members. I was invited by Dr. Robinson to a meeting with Dickie and Mike Burke, who's the CFO, and is it Darcy is head of purchasing, I believe. So yeah, that meeting's, I forget the exact date, but I was invited as chair of this subcommittee. So I just wanted to make sure I told you about that. The meeting hasn't happened yet, but the title of the meeting was Disaggregated Data. So I think my understanding is what Dr. Robinson is looking for is a better understanding of not just the lump sum MWBE participation or SBE participation, but the actual breakdown of how work is being, or how contracts are being awarded to Hispanic, Black, women, Asian. So I think that's the purpose of the meeting. But I'll report back to you after we have that meeting to let you know. And if anybody else is interested in that meeting, I think it's a Google meeting like this, then let me know, and I'll ask Dr. Robinson and others if it's okay to invite other committee members as well. I believe no secrets. I'm transparent. I want to be an open book about what's going on. Okay. All right. So that's the items I had on the new business. And since this is our first meeting, we have no unfinished business. So we can skip over that and just have it in there for future meetties. Does anybody have, I got two number fives. So second number 5, which is announcements. Does anybody have any announcements? Do your organizations have any events coming up that you need to let us know, or something going on? I saw an email that was forwarded from Dickie about an event that's coming up with Plumosa Middle School, the arts. Patrick, I saw that one.
Yes, this will be an outreach event with Suffolk. Suffolk is a prime contractor on that school, and with I believe it's with Besam as a sub-consultant. This is an outreach event, and then so for them, for the subs, to come in and then to talk with the prime vendors, what they're looking for, for the next projects. This will be good. And then the following week there will be the outreach event with Perlo and MCO for the Lake of High School too.
Any committee members or anybody else have any announcements to share with the subcommittee?
I don't. I was checking to double check. I want to double check to make sure we don't have any pre-recorded public comments. I was told no, but I'm double checking to make sure. I don't think there are. And Vic, if I'm correct, he's at the district office. No one showed in person. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just double checking. I don't think we have any public announcement. I checked yesterday, but I just want to double check to make sure if there's any public comments that were called in and recorded. Okay. I also sent the email message to Bruce Harris and legal in regard to members being on the subcommittee, and I'll be able to get that answer to you as soon as I hear back from Bruce.
I know Dickie's not on the call right now, but on a go-forward basis, who's going to be the one that's going to be helping coordinate this meeting? So I know you're doing a couple of other meetings, Ms. Millen, right? So is that okay? That's going to be fine. All right. Okay. All right.
That will be on me. So please email me the dates, and I will go ahead and put an invite to everyone.
Okay. All right, let's talk about that there's no other, before we adjourn. I want to kind of make down meeting times. This time worked out okay for me, but it's actually like maybe a half hour early for me because I had another meeting at 8 o'clock. I had to leave early. Can we, and this week is what we're in the, let's see. So I think it's a great idea for us to meet the week before the committee meets. So we're the second Friday of the month right now. So the second Friday if we continue on the second Friday of the month, we should always, there may be an anomaly, but we should always stay in, well, we should try to continue to meet the Friday prior to the full committee meeting, if everybody's okay with that.
Is there another day other than Friday, or is Friday the best day for the group?
I could do Thursday, but there was another meeting. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because the other people. Well, are you in the other meeting as well? The subcommittee for the name or what was the job description?
As the district staff, I have to be in both meetings. So I was in that meeting yesterday. We had a meeting yesterday.
Yeah, because I couldn't make it 9:30, but that would conflict with your schedule. On Thursday.
So let me give you an example. The next meeting for the subcommittee meeting that took place that took place yesterday, they scheduled their next meeting for October 30th. So I know that is their very next meeting. Sorry.
They took my Friday. Okay. Well,
it's in the afternoon though. So let me give you the time. Give me a second. Yes, because we have meetings in the mornings on Friday. They have their meeting at 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I think, on Friday, the 30th.
So you're saying you would prefer that we did not meet on Fridays?
If we can avoid it, I can look at Thursdays if Thursdays work for you.
All right. How about the second Thursday of the month? I'm trying to be consistent. The full committee meets on the third Thursday of the month, which would be, the next one would be the 12th.
That's the day our district's PLAs. That is the Thursday. That day is blocked off for that. So all senior staff and all of us get those meetings. But if we did happens to be the second Thursday. Let's see what the first Thursday is. Nothing is scheduled for the first Thursday, but let me double check. Yes, first Thursdays seem to be free. None of those district meetings are held on the first Thursday. I don't know if it works for everyone, but that is a free Thursday.
All right, so that works for you right now. I could do the first Thursday, which next one would be the 5th of November, and the following one would be the 3rd of December. Both of those are clear right now. So if I'll ask the other committee members, would that work for you? I could do 9 o'clock on Thursdays. It's Fridays I just couldn't do 9. It's 9 o'clock is tough.
Mr. Sanchez and Ms. Millen, this is Maria Antuna. I do have an ISOP committee meeting on November 5th. It starts at 9:30. I'm not showing, I don't know if you're showing that on your calendar, Ms. Millen, but it is on, it's November 5th at 9:30.
What meeting is that on November 5th? I'm sorry.
ISOP.
Oh, I don't have those on my calendar, no. So what time is that meeting, Maria?
9:30 to 11:30.
So is an afternoon meeting on the first Thursday? Let's see.
I don't know if we're able to take a whole day on meetings with the district, but I have a 3 o'clock meeting on that day.
I do too. Okay.
I could do 1 to 3 or 1 to 2:30. Well, our meetings don't necessarily take that long.
I just realized we have exhibition that day. I can't do it on November 5th. Not in the afternoon. Sorry.
Okay.
Not available either on November 5th at 10 in the morning. 10:30. She's not available for the rest of the day.
Okay. Okay, so you asked if we can avoid Fridays. It doesn't look like the Wednesdays are horrible for me in the mornings.
What about the Wednesday, the 4th? Is that available for anyone?
In the afternoon is okay. The morning is not good.
Wednesdays are usually tried to be avoided due to board meetings and board workshops.
Yeah.
Because the staff that supports us has to support that.
Right.
And are Tuesdays available? Is that an option?
I could do Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock.
She's not available Tuesday morning. She's available Tuesday afternoon, starting at 1:30, 2 o'clock.
All right. Well, how about Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon at 1:30?
At what time?
1:30?
That will work.
But that's Tuesday, November 3rd, and that's election day.
That is true. That is
I'm
true.
trying to figure out why is my calendar wide open on this day? That's weird. And I was like, it's because it's election day. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. How about
That pretty much leaves us with Monday.
Yeah, Monday morning is good for GT.
I could move some stuff around and make Monday work.
I can make Monday morning work. No, that's November 2nd.
Yep.
November 2nd,
Yeah. 9 to 11.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
That would work for me too. On the others, I had meetings already, but so Monday, you know.
All right. So not to be greedy, but can we Monday again? I like consistency because it's blocked. Can we look at the first Monday in December would be is that also possible to block that out already?
That would be the 7th, the first
Okay.
month.
December 7th.
That will be good for GT too.
Okay, good. All right, so let's lock in those two dates, November 2nd and December the 7th at 9 to 11. Hopefully it won't take that long, and then
And November the 2nd, right?
November 2nd
and December the 7th.
right, November 2 and December 7th.
From 9 to.
All right. I will start setting up because there's the public announcements and all that have to be made public. So, Mr. Sanchez, if you can send the agenda and we can put it with the announcement that we have to put out a certain number of days prior to, and we'll go from there. I'll make sure everyone gets calendar invites, and the link will be working this time. So we should have no problems.
All right. I think that's our announcements, unfinished business, and so if there's no other business, we are adjourned.
Before we go, one question.
Sorry, did I miss something?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, motion adjourned. And it was second by Maria. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And in Robert's Rules of Order, you really don't need a motion to adjourn, but that's okay. We're adjourned.
Mr. Sanchez, I think there was a hand that was held up. There was a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's correct. My question is for Ms. Nolan. Can I have a copy of the recording so I can type up some minutes for Dicky?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is that placed on the website somewhere, or where's the recording?
You have to post it with the minutes for the previous meeting by a certain number of days. It is the same place where we post the notice.
Okay.
The announcement to the public.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of the day and a great weekend.
Great meeting, Mr. Sanchez.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.